Welcome again to another really special edition of Beyond the Ballpark, Omaha's Summertime Guide to Omaha. I'm Kristyna Engdahl with Hurrdat 1. In this episode, I have the pleasure of talking about one of the most beloved, hands down, traditions that accompanies the Men's College World Series, which could only mean Omaha Baseball Village and the mat and the person who adds her method to all the madness every year. Jenny Peters with the mat is here. So thank you, Jenny, for taking the time out of your, I know, already hectic schedule to be here with us to discuss just, again, what makes this entire thing so special, too.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Delighted.
How long does it plan? And of course, it's happening all around us, but how long does it take to plan this every year?
We start, we do a little debrief after. It takes about a month to kind of close out and debrief everything.
Catch your breath, maybe?
We do catch our breath for a little bit at the end of the summer. And then on the vendor side of things, I request them not to reach out until after Labor Day. So I would say in September, we're full in.
Yep.
By October, we're doing letter of intent to participate again. And that's when we are giving tours during the event to prospective sponsors and vendors while it's happening.
Sure.
Because there's no better way to see it. We'll have, prospective clients fly in, take a tour of the village and kind of see what we have. We have, sponsor ads on the video walls. We've got, vendor space or other options available, things like that. So we're kind of always working ahead to the next year.
Sure. Yeah. So even during the event as it's happening, you're planning for next year too, because also that's imperative to growth, to be able to continue to do new and additional things, to keep it fresh for people to come back and see.
Right.
All the things happening at Omaha Baseball Village. But, during the event too, along with, as you're looking at around how things are going, and then of course meeting with potential sponsors. But what's a normal day in the life look like for you during the Men's College World Series?
It's
probably no normal days.
Yeah. It's busy. It's and I would say the same thing for, the team at the mat. You're managing, obviously we both sides, the north and the south end of Omaha Baseball Village, have giant temporary staff pieces. It takes a lot of people and again, a lot of teams of providers to put this on, from security to just basic maintenance and everything else that we're doing. But we are kind of making sure everything's flowing right and safely. Safety is a really big part of everyday security. Watching that. Messaging is really, really important. We're watching and in communication with the stadium with weather and potential things like that, games that have gone long. Just, again, heat. There are times when priority messaging becomes stay hydrated.
Yep.
We've even been known to chalk our lots that put, drips of water, stay hydrated, because heat exhaustion is real and people they get busy and they forget. So putting stuff out. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of watching good things happen and making sure everything's running efficiently. And the stage operation, obviously we do daytime music, kind of smaller, you have a smaller set during the day, making sure the logistics of getting them in and out. The team at the Mattress Factory does a great job of making sure the stage is constantly either occupied, or traffic down here is hard, as anyone might know. And so being able to get, a small band in and out of here is next to impossible, but we make magic happen where we can.
Every year?
Yeah. Working with OPD and making sure that that's all flowing well. And in general, a lot of social media. To be honest, we have great teams who do our social media.
Directly
we are grabbing content
fans,
a lot. And I will say that the celebrities that come here are fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot of influencers that come. So we have most of our vendors pay some of those big influencers to be here. And at any given moment, depending on the demographic, mostly it's going to be like baseball playing people.
Of course.
They will know who's here and they could tell you exactly who's here and how many followers they have and what they're talking about. And so we have several lined up for this year. It will be really fun.
How funny it is, this thing that, of course, you've built and watched grow over the years now is become a point of influence, right? To see people come from all over the world to not only be a part of it, but to brag on the fact that they get to be here and experience. That has to be kind of a funny or surreal experience for you too.
It is. And I think even for them to be able to go to a game at the stadium is a dream for them.
Yeah.
They might have, all the popularity and success that they could want, but just the chance to come to Omaha and get to a game, there's nothing like sitting in that stadium and watching and hearing the crack of the bat. Like, it's just, And we hear it all day long here. So it's great fun. Because
and the growing roar of the crowd.
You hear the crowd and you wait for the however long the TV delay is. And then you're waiting to see what exactly happened.
Yep.
It's amazing. But I will say, I've heard stories from people all over the country that have gone to visit a family member, or they're out on somebody's boat in Florida and they've got koozies from the Old Mattress Factory. Yes. Or they've got someone's wearing a hat that says College World Series or something Omaha Baseball Village. Or even like, I think one of our vendors, Lift Solutions, does all of our heavy equipment. So Lift Solutions is not a common household name.
Right. But
we couldn't build the village without it. The forklifts, the scissor lifts, all the equipment that happens. They do a big spinning wheel. We do it in the beer garden, and they give out koozies, camping chairs. I mean, really cool gifts. But the koozies go out by the hundred every day, like hundreds every day. Their boss was at some party in Texas, and I think it was the president of the company, and he was at some person's party, and they had a Lift Solutions koozie. And he's like, "Where did you get
Wait
that?"
a
And he's like,
second, yes.
"At the College World Series in Omaha." So I love that
like,
they
"That's my
take
koozie."
pieces from here and they take it back and they share. That's why all of Omaha has, I think has been so beloved to people that have come here, because it's stories like that.
You're
take a little
exactly
piece home.
right. Yeah, they take the experience home with them too. And then it's a shared experience in Texas when somebody has a koozie or a hat or something else in common. And so with all these things going on, even now it's a little bit chaotic, and surely there'll be thousands of people in here. Do you ever have moments where you feel overwhelmed and you ask yourself why you do this every year, but then you have a chance to remember exactly why?
I do. Every day is so busy.
Every day.
So busy. And there some sleepless days because they're long days, but it's the people. And I mentioned that on opening Thursday, we do our ceremony for Flying Flags for Charity.
Yeah.
But then every consecutive night after that, we honor one on stage. And so, for example, Macy's Way is one that we're working with this year that maybe nobody would know about. And they train animals to be therapy dogs because their daughter had a lifelong condition and needed a pet, a therapy pet to help with her healing. And so we try to choose a lot of the nonprofits that they wouldn't have the chance for exposure that they would at an event like this. We have a successful platform.
Huge exposure.
Every night between games, so evening, I should say, between games, when the crowd is kind of at its peak, we do a small Flying Flags for Charity presentation on stage. We invite the CEO to come up and talk, or the executive director, and then we invite them to bring a family whose life has been impacted by this organization to tell just a short little summary of their life. And then we do all kinds of fun going with it. I mean, of course, we're soliciting awareness, donations, things like that.
Sure.
We make a donation to them, and we get sponsors that also do the same, local sponsors. But the whole point is to highlight them, to get them out there. And when you hear some of these stories, they're so compelling.
Yeah.
There's a lump in my throat every time I'm up there, because that's when I know it's either watching the people in the crowd, seeing the support from the people that have put this event on with all of us, and the applause. If a child gets on the mic and tells his or her story about hot shots at diabetes, all of a sudden you start to remember things aren't so bad. Life is really pretty good. And being, a cancer mama that I am, and watching my children battle, and, just being so grateful that we are so blessed to have our children with us still, makes me realize this was something that allowed us to give back, and with such generosity from everyone around. And to couple that, we do a Hero Day. Yeah. And Hero Day is we honor a child facing usually a very serious illness, and also one adult. So we do one adult hero and one child hero, and it's very catered around their medical circumstance. And it's sort of like a day of just red carpet treatment at the OBV. It's
wonderful.
We learn a lot about the child before they come and their whole family. And then the vendors and sponsors just kind of erupt in, like, they just have the wide open arms, and they're like, come on in.
Just do it to the nines.
Glove. Let me get them to the game. And it's just amazing. But that's where, yes, it's stressful. Mm-hmm. And yes, you think about, oh my gosh, this is a lot. And you look at your team and they're all feeling like it's a lot. And everyone at the mat it's crazy. But then you look at people having fun. You realize there's goodness embedded in all of this as well. And we're able to be a voice sometimes for the voiceless.
Yep.
And then you realize this is pretty incredible.
That's why I do it.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. So. And why was it so, on that note too, important for you to keep the you've always kept the community piece of it as part of, if it's in the programming or the activation within the Matt and Omaha Baseball Village. Why did you want to ensure that was always just figured into what happens down here every summer?
I think so often we are creating this event for local and for national fans, of course. But a big part of it, whether it's lining up the DJs at night, Justin, who does that for us, does such a great job with the team at the Mat. Most of them are local. And we want to highlight our community by having local nonprofits on stage.
Yep.
Because what's happening here in Omaha, we're able to share what Omaha has to offer with all of the people that have either never been here or are the bucket listers that come once and they keep coming every year. And they get to learn more great, interesting things about our city. And again, fall in love with it a little bit more. And I learned this when we went to South Carolina, when we, had our amazing experience with the Gamecocks.
Yes.
And we're able to finally go visit their stadium. It was after they won the back-to-back national championships.
Amazing.
And we got to go down there in 2012. And when we walked into the training room, of course, the facilities are amazing in all these schools, of course. But we were blown away by the size of the letters on the wall, and all it said was Omaha.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that many, many, many schools, the baseball program, that's what motivates them in the weight room.
Yep.
Is to come to Omaha. It's not, it was profound. I was like, is that always there? And they're like, well, yeah, we're all trying to get to Omaha.
See that? Yeah.
And so I do think that that's part of it too, is making sure people take a little bit of, they get to see everything we have to offer.
Yep. Yes.
The zoo, the old market, all of the beautiful shopping districts. Everybody should try all of it. That's
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yes. This is the advice that I keep hearing too, is that, for first time visitors, or if they're have only been a couple times and haven't had the chance to really take time to explore the city, that they should do so, because there's so many hidden treasures here that you can find right in front of your face, truly, when you're in the Matt and Baseball Village, but also just going a little bit down the street. You can see all these different communities and districts that are really special and have their own different taste and flair, and make it the whole city really special. So now, Jenny, switching to, if fans are coming to the Men's College World Series this year, and of course have OBV and the Mat on their list, what's something that they should not miss this year?
I would say, they definitely don't want to miss, if they can help it, opening weekend, because at some point you need to see the buzz. There's nothing like the crowds and all of the colors. Yep. And everything that's happening, and then what we have lined up in terms of entertainment.
Yeah.
We have on opening day, we're honoring First Responders Foundation.
Wonderful.
On Thursday the 12th, and they are bringing they're bringing vehicles, and that's all I can say. But they are cool. They are bringing cool stuff.
Oh, how cool!
Things you never see. They're gonna bring a lot of animals. We have a lot of animals coming, like the dogs and therapy dogs and things like that. It's so fun. And we used to, people remember we did Midwest Dairy for a while, and they actually brought baby calves on opening weekend, and we had like a little pen.
Oh gosh, yeah.
People were like, oh my gosh, it's a petting zoo. But it was one of the biggest attractions. So animals always bring, people.
Of course.
Our entertainment on stage is amazing for opening weekend. We also have on second Friday, so Friday the 20th, is Country Fest.
Oh,
so we have Walter Montgomery coming, and Country Fest is the no game day. So it's an all ages concert during the day and then turns into a DJ at night. But it's the greatest outdoor. It's so much fun.
Yes.
And we love being able to put on Country Fest every year. So I would suggest that.
Yep.
We even have Takova's Boot Company coming this year. So they are a part of
perfect fit.
What we're doing, which is a great fit. Trying some of the new food vendors that we've brought this year is great. We brought Runza Mobile in this year. We haven't worked with Runza, but it's so Nebraska that we wanted to.
Had to give it a try. Sure.
We've got some great new frozen treats that are included. Obviously, the bars and the way that we build out the whole beer garden, we really want people to come see that, because it's so much fun. What our ideas, how we evolve every year, and how we can fit more people and make more people comfortable.
Yep.
That's, for certain. And I would say the baseball fans around the world need to know that almost every big company here is really, really bringing it this year. They swear me to secrecy, and I'm not allowed to name what they're dropping.
Sure.
Exactly what sliding mitt colors look like. But the baseball people that play know what I'm talking about. They're crazy. They're crazy, crazy good. And, we'll have Bat Bros is coming. He's got a huge following. We've got Austin Schultz coming. You name it, it's happening.
Wonderful.
So,
Yeah, I was going to ask if there's anything new you're particularly excited about too, but it sounds like there's always something new cooking.
Always something new. Always something new. And we tell people one of the greatest things here on site, we'll be giving away again for the first time in honor of our 15th anniversary. We will be giving away. We always give away Oakleys and Velo shades and all kinds of stuff. But for the first year ever, we will be giving away our brand. We have a few baseball jerseys. Omaha Baseball Village will be giving away about 5 to 10 of those and some hats. We have some new sponsors for that. But I tell people that our stage atmosphere right over on the east side, we have a north stage that has a perfect backdrop of Charles Schwab Field.
Yeah.
That's all you can see. It is, you stand up on the stage and it's the most amazing backdrop to tell people you came to Omaha, other than being in the stadium looking down at the field. So I tell people not to miss that. So there's so much going on. I can't wait for people to see what all the vendors are bringing. And again, the music, the VIP experience is going to be better than ever. And then corporate tent, we have a whole new setup this year. So I hope the corporate guests that are coming are going to love the bar in there and what we have going.
Yeah.
And free Wi-Fi zone by Cox for the first time. We have a little down because it's hard to download your tickets.
Of course.
So when you get here and there's so many fans that you're having trouble, there will be right inside the party tent a Cox free Wi-Fi download zone.
Excellent amenity. Yeah, what a good idea, because that is like that's a complaint that you hear every year is that I forgot to download my tickets and suddenly there's all sorts of cell phones in the area and you're really in a pickle. But, we touched on this a little bit too, but I still want to ask you, especially given that we're celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Men's College World Series, how do you continue to honor tradition while keeping the event fresh every single year?
I think because there's such a flare of Rosenblatt on our property, it makes it kind of easy.
As demonstrated that we're sitting in Rosenblatt chairs.
Yes, and they're very comfy. We call it the Rosenblatt Brick Road is over on kind of in between the properties, kind of in our interactive zone over here. We have a lot of memorabilia from there.
Yeah.
We are bringing out a display this year of old fashioned baseball gloves, photos of I think when Babe Ruth was in town.
Oh, cool.
We'll have that on display at some point. And again, the flagpoles, and there's actually a bench from the dugout down there that people can sit on. It's got a little plaque, and we have that as kind of one of our fun zones where people can have their photo taken and, looking up at their team flag. The other thing is, we will be going pretty hard with the lowering of the flag tradition this year.
Yes.
That's something that people don't really notice until partway through. They start to see 3 or 4 flags at half mast and they really take notice and they're like, oh, those are the teams that have been eliminated. I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
So thanks to Hurrdat Sports, we do have a sponsor for this year, and we are going to be doing the last man standing sponsorship. And so every day we'll be selecting fans from the winning fan base of the team on an elimination game, and they will get to go down and actively crank down the flag of the team that just lost to their team. And that will be great fun.
What's baseball without a little bit of, it's all rooted in competition. So to throw a little gas on that fire, I think is
absolutely.
People are going to love that. Yeah, what a good idea. So Jenny, also, I'm curious too, if you ever, and it's like kind of the big overarching question, but do you ever think about just what this whole thing means to Omaha in general? I mean, the baseball community, of course, but to the city, it's just something that people look forward to every year. Does that just ever overwhelm you with the thought of it?
I mean, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I think, people know the economic impact to this, and, we're able to show, obviously, what kind of tourism dollars come into Omaha during this exact time. We're able to provide so many jobs, to teachers and college students that are home for the summer and people that are just looking for additional work. Those kind of things are just where you can put the numbers. How many more people go to the Jean Leahy Mall during the summer because of College World Series? How many more people are venturing up into, millwork and all the places, going to hot shops and the places north of us? It's all collectively, it's a great thing. But I guess I'm sure I ponder it. I think I never take it for granted. That's for sure. Because it's just, we would be nothing without, having the College World Series games being played at this time.
Yeah.
But it's the fans who are willing to make the trip, whether they're flying in or driving hours and hours in a day, booking a hotel months in advance at times, sometimes, dealing with, finding a parking spot It's the fact that they keep on coming.
Yep.
Because it's so great. And that's how you know that this is such a good thing, that we don't ever want it to go away.
Yeah.
You know, that's obviously Omaha it's a name. It's a household name. And we are associated as one of the baseball meccas.
And
you know that.
And it means you're doing something right, too, of course. And on that note, do you have just a message for if you had the chance to talk directly to the thousands of people that'll come and enjoy, yes, the series, but also all the events you have going on over here? What would you say to them?
I would say if someone makes a recommendation, they're probably accurate, and try it.
Take them up on it.
It's close enough in Omaha. It's close enough to do anything. If you're down here and you've got time between the games, go over and try out the Baby Bop and walk across the river into Iowa.
Yes.
It's an amazing view.
And it's more convenient than ever with that.
So nice.
Yeah.
So nice. And there's so much to do around here. If you've heard about something, go check it out. Check out the old market. When I moved here, I thought, this is like the French Quarter in New Orleans. This is beautiful. The shops are quaint. The places to eat are amazing. The view is amazing. So downtown Omaha gets its best spotlight shining on it during this time. But again, if someone makes a recommendation for you, like go check out the old Rosenblatt.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful little park.
Take
Take
the
kids, take a couple, stress balls and a little wiffle ball bat and go pitch to the kids on there. Let them hit a dinger.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it, and just sit there and just enjoy like what this is all flourished into.
Yeah.
And then smile. I would tell people smile, because that's what you see so much of down here. It's great.
Yes.
Even on a hot day, people are smiling and opponents are laughing together. It's great.
Still finding a way to enjoy themselves too. Yeah. If you have to experience some heartbreak, it's, not a bad place to do it. And so Jenny, before we wrap up, the last question I'd like to ask you is just what do you think is the one tradition that you hope will never change?
I hope that the character and quality of the teams that play in the College World Series and the standards that are upheld by CWS and the NCAA never change. Because I know firsthand that those athletes are the best in the country, but they are just young men that are doing something they love, but they are good people. They are, and we saw that. We saw that with our son. We see it when they're over here visiting us. We see that on the ball field. I hope that the integrity of this event is never able to change. And I think part of it is Omaha. Yeah. I think part of it's Omaha. And I really, applaud the fan base, the city, any administration, government, like we've held up integrity, and that's what's amazing. So I put character and love for the game. The love of the game. It's America's sport.
You're exactly correct. Yes. Thank you so much, Jenny, for your wisdom and insight on all of this for this episode. If people want to get updates or learn about all the things going on with Omaha Baseball Village or the Mat, where can people find you?
Probably if you want to go to the websites for the Old Mattress Factory Bar and Grill, or Omaha Baseball Village has a plethora of information. You can also follow us on social.
Yep.
At Omaha Baseball Village and the Mat Omaha. And you're going to be able to just find everything you need. You'll hear it, throughout the event as well. But just come on down. We're open all day, every day. And FanFest is right across the street inside the stadium. There's so much to do there. Just be checking stuff out. Don't be afraid to walk a little bit and enjoy. You'll find you'll have a great day.
It's all great advice. Thank you so much, Jenny. And, people won't want to miss the growing lineup of musical guests, events, activations that make Jenny's destinations an integral part of the college baseball experience. So, and remember also to follow Hurrdat Sports and Hurrdat One for all your men's College World Series updates during the series and beyond. Thanks again, Jenny, for joining us.
Thank you, Kristyna. It was wonderful.